Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. We are in our sort of short-term Let's Play while we wait for Out of the Park 26 to come out. And I feel like I'm getting into a bit more of a rhythm with the game, and I realized that I never asked you guys on any of the first videos to like, subscribe, leave a comment. So I need to get back into that habit. So yeah, leave your comments in underneath, kind of about how, the mistakes I've made, the things I've done well, or, how this off season goes, that sort of thing. And then obviously like and subscribe and all that stuff. So, I simmed up to free agency, between the, live stream on Monday night and today. And I'll show you everything that happened. I just had to sim through it all. So we signed Shane Baz. I mean, most of these were arbitration. Baz, Pepio, Oviedo, Contreras, Lauer, Duran. And Nolan Jones and O'Neill Cruz. They're all arbitration. But Nolan Jones and O'Neill Cruz, we signed to long-term extensions. Cruz, we signed to a 7-year contract worth $49 million. Last 2 years are team options, but 2.65, 7.3, and then 8.4 the last 4 years. I'm content with that. That's not an unreasonable contract. The Nolan Jones, a bit shorter contract, but still one that I'm pleased with. 3.5 this year, 6.6 next, and then team options for 9.6 and 12.2 going forward. So those were all the contracts that we signed. The rest of these guys were just to avoid arbitration. We won a Gold Glove. It went to Johnny DeLuca. So DeLuca, 25 home runs, stole 10 bases, also won the Gold Glove for us. So he's been the best part of that trade with Tampa. David Bednar, the former Pirate, wins the AL Reliever of the Year. Ryan Helsley in the National League Platinum Stick. Take a look there. I'm not going to read through them all. You can pause if you want to. Obviously, we didn't win a Silver Slugger. Elvis Martinez, Rookie of the Year in the AL, Ethan Salas. Brandon Hyde, Dave Roberts, Pitcher of the Year in the American League, Ranger Suarez, who's currently a free agent asking for like $30 million. Zach Gallen won the Cy Young and signed an extension with the Diamondbacks, very reasonable. Jackson Holiday is your AL MVP. Juan Soto is your NL MVP. Nothing really of note in the international free agents. And the only ones that are of note have already been signed. So somehow the game manages to do this. It was, who was it? One of these pitchers was signed by, right here, Francisco Ruiz, the 23-year-old. He was already signed by Cleveland. I don't know how, but good for them. And then the free agent. It looks like most of our best players are pitchers, which isn't great, but it is what it is. So I, messed around not my lineup, but just where the holes were. And right now it's in center. And we traded, CJ Kafis. We picked up Kafis from Cleveland. He's the number 93 prospect in the game. Good contact guy, which is something we've lacked. And I'll show you the deal here. 11-7 right here. Traded him for Sawinski. Jack Sawinski and Omar Alfonso, a 22-year-old catcher who was in rookie ball. He obviously shouldn't have been in rookie ball because he was destroying it, but there's some limited upside there. So we traded Sawinski. He gave us, he was fine. He was slightly below average with the bat. He was pretty good out and right, but we bring in Kafis, who won't hit for as much power, but I think might be a bit more well-rounded offensive player. Struggled in his time in Cleveland, but he's the number 93 prospect in the game, so we brought him in. Now that means if we look at our lineups, we don't really have anybody. Right now Kafis is our right fielder, and that's fine. I think he's probably more suited for left. So right now we're probably looking at something like this. Although I hate to take DeLuca. I think DeLuca probably stays in left just because he won the Gold Glove there. So center field is something we need here in the offseason. Now, I'm thinking short term because we've got Lonnie White Jr., who's probably going to be our starting center fielder next year. Good defensively. I mean, you look at his numbers so far in the minors, he's absolutely destroyed it. So he'll probably start the season in Double-A. If he continues to hit well, he'll move up to Triple-A, and then he'll be in our be on our team next season. So we need a center fielder for this year, and then I think we could probably stand to pick up a reliever or two. Now, we're in a position where if you look at our salary, we got plenty of money for this year, so we could make an argument for trying to go big for a year with not that there's a lot of great offensive talent out there, but we could spend money on somebody if we wanted to. We could pick up another pitcher. We could pick up a couple of relievers, something to solidify that bullpen for this year. And then if things don't work, we can obviously trade them by the deadline. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at things. Things get expensive next year, or start to get expensive, but we should be able to bring this number down some. Like Contreras, Oviedo, Pepio, that's 7-10. That's about $11.5 million for 3 relievers that I'm not sure I'm prepared to pay. The ones we're going to have to pay: Henry Davis, yes. Johnny DeLuca, if he has another season like he did last year, he deserves 100% to be paid. Skeens, of course. Duran's probably going to go. I mean, this is 7, 10, 13. This is about $15 million we can move on from here, depending on how this season goes. So next year isn't the problem. It's the year after. Once we hit 2028, that payroll skyrockets to 150 and then 172 in 2029. So we may have Vlad for this year and next, and then 2028 we move on. So free agents. It's not a great free agent class. You see offense, or from a pitching perspective, there's some big names on here, but they all want comp picks, and I'm not prepared to do that, except for Dylan Cease. We could sign. I mean, these guys are all going to want long-term deals, which is not something I'm really ready to do. I mean, that's a nothing contract for Dylan Cease. It really is. But maybe we could, look at someone like Jose Alvarado, who struggled last season, and maybe go something like this, but make this an option, a vesting option, where he finishes 50 games. And then we can go like 18 million. Let's go like 15. Something like that. He wants the 2 year. What if we just do 1 year at 15? Okay, he doesn't even want the vesting option. So let's offer him $15 million, see if we can solidify that bullpen a bit. Now, from a hitter perspective, center fielder is kind of where we need, and there is, I think it was, Bader. Harrison Bader's up there. Doesn't want a lot of money. We could bring in Bader. He's not going to hit. You know what you're going to get out of Bader, right? So let's just offer him 1 year at 5. And then beyond that, I was looking at, who was I looking at? Or a couple of hitters that I'm looking for, guys who have a decent batting eye. And Lamonte Wade kind of looks like that guy. Excuse me. Whoa. He doesn't really have a position, but he can hit against righties. We could always go after our eyes. Wants 14. Bo Bichette wants 14. Bichette may not be bad. Again, it's not he's good against lefties. How were his numbers last season? He was below average last year, but 25 home runs. It's just the long termness, if that's a word, of the contract. Josh Naylor, another one who I'm sure is long term. Not really long term, just 3 years. We could bring back Renfroe if things get close, if nobody offers him anything, we could bring back Renfroe. So let's start with those two. And I did already do international amateurs as well. You can see we've got a pitcher and then a bunch of hitting talent there. Now, there are a couple players who have low or average league interest. I'm hoping it stays that way, and maybe we can take a run at a couple players again. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously some really talented players in here. So let's sim to the Hall of Fame voting. And I may also, once we get to the winter meetings, see if we can make a trade, because, you have to assume that there are going to be players in the last year of contracts that some teams are wanting to get rid of, and we've got some money. So we have some money this year. And if we can improve fan interest and get a budget bump. And my game just crashed. Interesting. Give it a second here. Yeah, you can see all of my saves. I've got my offline that I've sort of been screwing around with the Red Sox. I've got 4 World Series championships there, and then you can see my 3 online leagues that I don't play anymore. All right, so we're at December 1st. Let's get back to Hall of Fame voting. Oh, shoot. No, stop. Stop. I'm going to have to make those free agent offers again, aren't I? Yep. All right, that's fine. Alvarado's popular. I'm also looking for guys. I may hold off on Alvarado now that I think about it. I'm thinking from a let's offer that 1 year, $5 million contract to Bader. I'm just thinking from a popularity standpoint. Popularity for pitchers, because that's important here too, right? I mean, we could bring in Devin Williams if he wants $20 million or something. I mean, maybe. I mean, do we offer him 1 year at $20 million? That seems ridiculous, right? Kershaw only wants $4 million. We could use a veteran pitcher. Seal Iglesias wants 13. He just received a contract. Hendricks Paddock is good. Trevor Williams. Yeah, I'm like, some of these guys would be good, but they just want far more than I'm willing to spend. Kimbrel. Let's get to I'm gonna save this just in case it crashes again. I don't know why I did that. This game never crashes. I like the idea of throwing a lot of money at Devin Williams for 1 season, and then we can retain if we have to. I mean, I can't imagine that he takes that, but I mean, we'll see. Hall of Fame voting, yeah. So the Dodgers won again. 3 straight seasons. All right. So Bader, yes. So we still have $9 million. It's going to crash again? No. All right. So voting. I think Abreu deserves to be in. He's not going to get in. Beltran will vote for. King Felix, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones all deserve to be in. I'm going to vote for Pedroia again, and nothing you say to me is going to change my mind. I'm going to vote for Manny and A-Rod. I've sort of come around on the whole steroid thing. I'm a firm believer that the Baseball Hall of Fame is a museum that's dedicated to the history of the game of baseball. And I think all of those players deserve to be in. Now, I wouldn't be averse to you saying, on A-Rod's plaque was suspected of steroid use or whatever. But I think they deserve to be in. That's my take. And I think that's it. I mean, Utley was okay. Yeah, we're just going to vote for those guys. All right, let's get to the winter meetings. I can't imagine we're able to land Devin Williams for that contract, but we'll see. So Mason White, who was our first-round pick last season, he gets better at second base. He's the number 10 prospect in the game. And then Henry Davis, no improvement there. So let's go back into development. And who do we want to add here? Active roster. I think we want to add DeLuca, see if we can get him better at left. And then Kafis is already there working on his gap power. I think we try to improve him in right field. Starting once that's done. And then we'll see if we can get Blaze Jordan better at first. All right, let's keep going. Winter meetings. And I think I'm going to record a couple of videos today. So whatever comments you put in the first video, the second video will be out before then. All right. So what do we got here? Jesus Luzardo. What's that contract look like? It's just this year. Javier Sanoja in cash, getting Christian Curtis and Gilbert. I mean, he was terrible last season, but how much cash do they give? $4.5 million in cash. That wouldn't preclude us from signing. Let's look at that. I mean, I can take or leave Sanoa, and he's got some flexibility, and there's still some potential. I'm okay with that. We got to back out and do this. I think I'm good with that. Let's complete that trade. Crazy. Okay. So we pick up Luzardo. He signed, right? It is just this 1 year. I didn't just trade for a player who's got like a crazy extension, right? No. Okay. Cool. Can't put him on the 40-man yet. That's fine. We will take Jose Hernandez off the 40-man. Put Luzardo on. Yeah, I mean, that'll work. It's a bit surprising, but I will take it. Skeens has to go back there. I mean, we got 6 starting pitchers. I'm good with that. And then, Baz making 3.6. None of these other guys are making any money. If we sign Devin Williams, we could potentially trade. Let's just get to the winter meetings and see what happens. I wasn't expecting that. I'll take it, though. All right. That does lottery. We move from 15 to 4. Let's go. Let's freaking go. All right. Season center, free agents. They both favor our offer, but again, I don't suspect that it's going to end that way. All right. What do we have for money? Not much, right? About probably $4 million, $4.5 million. We have $6,000 in money left. Okay. So any trades we make are going to have to be fully retained. Clay Holmes. Just next year. Presley is just next year, right? Yeah. Exercises is 10-5. Because if we don't sign Devin Williams, we're going to have to, not have to, but would like to sign to sign somebody else. What if you retain all of it? Davis and Skeens. Yeah, I think that money's going to free up once Devin Williams comes back and says, yeah. And I can't give him more. So that's fine. So we're back to 20 million, which I'm totally okay with. Paddock, he wanted, he was compensation, yeah. Savale, is he a comp guy? He is a comp guy. Mitch White's really popular, but really bad. I don't understand that. And Iglesias wanted 2 years, right? Yeah, and a no trade clause, which I'm not prepared to do either. Have his ratings dropped at all? Yeah, stuff has dropped. His velocity dropped. That was all last season, so I'm not really ready to. What about now? What about now if I don't retain anything? What do you want for Holmes? Davis, Johnson, Jones, or Skeens? No, thank you. That's fine. JP France. And popularity is not super important to me. I mean, the numbers have gone up. Jordan Romano. But let's just look. Blanco, for some reason, is very popular. Would that do anything for us? Okay. Nunez has started to develop here a little. I'm not crazy about moving him at the moment. Same thing with Suero. Hudson Head is a pretty good defensive outfielder. Forrester. Yeah, I'm okay with a Garrett Forrester, a 24-year-old in A-ball. Cool. All right, so we get another fan interest bump there. We pick up Ronel Blanco, but I got to take somebody off the 40-man. It'll be... So I want to do something real quick. Let's look at our 40-man. Is there anybody on here that we just... Find me somebody who's not on a 40-man roster spot that's an equivalent. Yeah, not a single player. That's disappointing. They don't want to just waive them if I can help it, but that may be what I end up having to do. Quinn Priester might have some value. Nope. All right. Well, I guess they're just getting waived. Triolo designates Moretta missed all of 2024. Scouting's only average for him. That's fine. We got Blanco. All right. So our fan interest up to a 59. I think we sign Bader and kind of call it a day. There we go. We signed Harrison Bader. All right. Now I gotta waive somebody else, and that's fine. Who do I waive? Celestino? Nobody wants him. Really, I'm just looking for somebody who's on a minor league contract. All right. Well, nobody wants Gilberto Celestino, so we will DFA him. Bring in Harrison Bader. So we have our center fielder, who in theory should make our left fielder and our right fielders better, presumably, right? So, I mean, that's what our lineup looks like. And then we've got Bowman, who can back up at all of our outfield positions reasonably well. I mean, I guess we could have just stuck Bowman in center field, but he'll back up at all of our outfield positions. We got Ritter, who can back up at short, Duran, who can back up Duran's probably somebody that we look to trade. Can we get anything of note for Ezekiel Duran? We get JP France from Houston. Good there. No. What if I add, let's just look at prospects that I don't I hate to say that I don't need, because I need all of our prospects really, but Jesus Castillo looks like he could be a pretty good leadoff hitter maybe at some point. Good backup middle infielder. Where was that third baseman? Yeah, this guy, Mitch Jebb. Number 79 prospect in the game. A lot of teams seemed to like him a little. Gives us Ian Anderson, Brian Bayo. Bad year for Bayo. I don't even really know what I'm looking for. I'm just kind of throwing it out there and seeing what I see. Yeah, like, someone like Carpenter might not be bad, but it doesn't really help anything because he's on the 40-man roster. Could have brought in Chisholm as our starting center fielder. What's his contract next year? Yeah, no, I'm good with that. We got a couple of minor. Ooh, Christian Javier. $21 million this year and next. A couple of outfielders making the league minimum. Jorge Caballero looks all right. Victor Mesa is very good defensively. Maybe I can pick up both. Give me some outfield depth. It's a lot of money for Gleyber Torres. Justin Henry Malloy. There's some potential there. It's weird, though. It's a weird batting profile for a third baseman. Great batting eye. No, it looks kind of like Wade Boggs with significantly less contact and gap power. It's just a little strange. Wade Meckler. Remember him from our Giants save, a high contact, high on base singles hitter is effectively what he is. He's only 25, though. Maximo Acosta. Son Brown looks okay. Again, I don't have full scouting on a lot of these guys, so that's the only negative here. There's some decent. What if I just do this? What if I just do batters? Change anything? It's not going to change anything, but does it add hitters in there that weren't there before? Lofton, no. I don't mind the idea of. I don't know. I mean, Mesa looks okay. Caballero, again, because I don't have full. I've got low scouting on him. It's hard to make that decision. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go through Rule 5 and see what we can pick up there. And then see what options we have afterwards. So, all right, let's get to the Rule 5. Yeah, I mean, we can always try to trade Luzardo at the deadline, because I'm assuming he wants far more than we can afford to pay him. I mean, that's not unreasonable. I mean, 3 years at $12 million is not a bad contract. So we'll kind of see how the year goes. All right, Rule 5. We don't have any spots, but if there's somebody we want to take, we will find a spot. Let's make sure that there's nobody not on our. Yeah, like Hudson Head, I need on my 40-man. Ji-Hwan Bae, we can designate. We will put Hudson Head there. Anybody else? Nobody here. Nobody there. Yeah, I think we're good. Can I put these guys in AAA yet? Everybody but Bay. All right, now let's do the Rule 5. Let's go to our pick. All right. Pitchers first. The 21-year-old. Mason Black is decidedly average, but average is what you're going to get, I think, in the Rule 5. Isaiah Campbell. Campbell has done well in some of my Red Sox playthroughs, but he was also a ground ball guy, so I don't know when that changed for him here. But what do we have for personality? Syndergaard is in the Rule 5, huh? Or is he? He's in Worcester. That's interesting. He was pitching. Where is this? Southern Maryland, the Blue Crabs. Stan Clyburn, the twin brother of the Dogs' pitching coach, Stu Clyburn, runs Southern Maryland. Corey Knebel. All right, let's get batters. 22-year-old catcher who's extremely popular because we traded them to him. I just noticed. I don't know that there's going to be anybody here. I didn't see anything. Carlos Sanchez. I mean, he's nowhere close to being ready. I like the batting eye, but we got here Dylan Beavers. Yeah. Dylan Beavers, we can stick him in right field. I mean, he hit 24 home runs in AAA last year. Yeah, let's bring ourselves in a Dylan Beavers. Player cannot be drafted because I don't have a spot on the 40-man for him. So let's go ahead now and let's just waive Moretta. Back to the Rule 5. Let's bring ourselves in a Dylan Beavers. Probably just a platoon guy, but still. Anything else? Alex Kirilloff. Funny thing about this game is, you go back 2, 3, 4 years, whatever, you go back to like Out of the Park 22 or something, and Austin Martin was like the first pick in the draft, and now he's sitting here on the Rule 5, and it's just funny. It's just funny to me. Shaylen Polanco, he's one of my guys. Jacob Reimer. I think we're good. I'm happy with that, though. I am happy with Dylan Beavers. Oof, this would have been a nice pick. Trade him to us? Oof, you really like him. That's a nice Rule 5 pickup for the Rockies for sure. Armbruster looks okay. Trey Gonzalez, we traded him. Yeah, I'm happy with a Dylan Beavers pickup. All right. I think that's it until next month. So Harrison Bader, Dylan Beavers, and Jesus Luzardo was our offseason. I don't think that's terrible. It's not great. I don't think it's terrible. And we still have... Yeah, I mean, our revenue per game is still up. We now have money for extensions for next season. Yeah, this offseason went smoothly. This went smoothly. We should, once we get to the start of the preseason, we should get that what do you call it? We should get that budget increase. The words I'm trying to use. I am recording, right? I am, yes. All right, so we're on January 1st. Let's go to international amateurs, international scouting. Let's run practice. Now, is there anybody we can sign? Oh, I signed a new scout, by the way. Pat Lynch was available. Our old scout was fine. He was like good, excellent or something. But we found Pat Lynch, who's legendary, excellent, outstanding, excellent, highly favored tools. So we went that way instead. Is there anybody available in free agency still that isn't looking for a ton of money? San Diego's offering him 3 seasons. Let's go to pitchers. Savale White, yeah. What's Devin Williams' contract number up to? 24. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I mean he's going to sign with somebody anyway. But thought maybe we got $19 million left to play with right now. Is Eflin he's a comp guy too. I was hoping maybe that one of these pitchers wouldn't be a comp guy. Frankie Montas, he's not a comp guy. We signed Frankie Montas to a 1-year contract, or is he already looking? Yeah, he's already looking long term, 5 years. Aaron Bummer. You take 1 year at 7.5. Sure, why not? Let's get to international amateurs. I mean, maybe we sign him. He's a ground ball guy. Our infield defense presumably will be better this season. Who knows? So we have a Gold Glover in left, and then we added Harrison Bader to our outfield. I mean, that's not awful, right? And DeLuca was outstanding in his. I mean, DeLuca could move to center too if we needed. He just got better there. Blaze Jordan got better at first base. Okay, well that's good. Let's go back into player development. Go back into the development lab. Let's see if I can get Nolan Jones better at third, we may try to move to Ke'Bryan Hayes this year. It's kind of what I've been thinking, sort of in the back of my mind. And then Dylan Beavers, let's make him better in the outfield. Let's get a scouting report on him as well. All right, international amateurs. All right, so where are we? So we've got Alex Aguilar, who's a 16-year-old Venezuelan. Already fragile, though. I don't love that. I think we just go after Willie Torres. Yeah, I think we just throw the bag at Willie Torres here. 65, 65, 70. Yep, I'm just going to throw the bag at Willie Torres. But I have 5.7. Let's see if I can offer him the 4.75. All right, let's just try that. We may have to go 5.7 on him, which if we do, that's fine. Yeah, all right. It's fine. Let's just go the full way. Hunter Renfroe signed with Tampa, which is fine. We no longer have a spot for him after picking up Beavers, which is just a weird thing to say. But all right, let's keep going. Aguilar signed for about 5.4 with the White Sox. Still waiting on Torres. Still waiting on Torres. Still waiting on Torres. There he is. I was gonna say, unless somebody bought some IAFA money, or he just didn't want to play in our organization. His nickname is Lunchbox, which is awesome. So let's get to preseason. Yeah, we got another $12 million. We got another $12 million, so we're up to $25 million this year. The money for extensions has dropped just because we now have some updated potential ARB numbers for next year. But still, I mean, we're at a position now where we don't even really need to trade anybody next season unless things go completely sideways. I mean, I could potentially sign Luzardo to that extension if I wanted to. Let's see how the season goes first before I just start throwing money at. I mean, he's only 28. Let's get a scouting report on him as well. Maybe it's just a bad season for him last year Because, I mean, if he can give us that, we're in really good position. And then where is Mr. Beavers? Why is he not showing up? There he is. All right, so yeah, ratings dipped a little bit, but he's got the good gap power, and he's got a good bat against righties, so that's going to be incredibly helpful. So I'm gonna pause here once we get to spring training, and then I'm gonna sim through spring training. I'll come back really quickly. We'll set our lineups. I'll call it an episode, and then I will immediately start year 3 because I got a little bit of time here today. All right, so February 1st, Luzardo dipped a bit. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, right? Like we wanted to make sure we knew what we were getting before we invested any money. Beavers, we already knew he dipped a little bit. That's fine as well. All right. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to get through spring training, and I will come back right before opening day. So I will be right back. All right, we're back. It is March 31st. Let's sim ahead to April 1st. We got some nice talent bumps during spring training. I'll show you in a minute once this thing kicks over to April. See if they continue on. So nobody here. So Lonnie White gets a little better, which is nice. He's gonna start in AA. He'll be up sooner rather than later, I think. Castillo, he'll start in AA as well. But Duran, this isn't great. We'll see how the season goes. Ortiz continues to get worse. That injury killed him. Pepio, he continues to get worse. We will probably trade him. All right. So, yeah, we got the big one was Dylan Beavers. It wasn't like a huge TCR bump, but look at his scouting here. His contact got better. We knew his defense was going to get better as well. So he got better. Somebody else. I don't remember who it was at this point. Kafis, he got better as well. Gap power got better, which is the one thing we worked on for him. So, all right, we have to cut our roster down. We're at 39. We have 18 pitchers. We got to send 5 pitchers. Brock Selvage got better too. He'll be up probably this season, but right now he's going to start in AAA. Harbin's control got better, which is nice. I think Nicholas is the odd man out. He had a rough spring training. So this is going to be our rotation, which I am fine with this. So let's move everybody to 110. Good spring training for Jared Jones. All right. So let's do it this way. Did anybody just have a really awful spring training? Yeah, Nicholas. Blanco is up. Oviedo's up. Harbin, Yoho, boy. Yeah, I don't know who we send down. We got to send 4 players down. I guess Shaheen is one. I think we send Nicholas down. I mean, he's better as a reliever, right? Yeah, I mean, those aren't bad rate. I mean, the extreme fly ball I could do without. We will start him in AAA. Ledzinski's had 2 good seasons in a row, and he's a ground ball guy. Luis Ortiz, does anybody want him? I have it set to just batters. What about for any players? Might have hard to believe that nobody wants him, but Hunter Green cratered. That's not great if you're a Reds fan. But we're going to send Ortiz down to the minors. We still got to send one more down. I think it's just going to be Lauer if he'll go. Yeah, he won't. Does anybody want Lauer? Just Hunter Green. All right, well, we will DFA him. And I got to remember to take a look at the waiver wire tomorrow. We might be able to pick something up there. All right, so 34, we're going to send 8 batters down. So Head and White and Clark can all go to AAA. We still have Nolasco can go down as well. Alcantara can go down. Why was it not starting O'Neal Cruz? I don't know. He'll be our starter, though. Does anybody want Alcantara before I DFA? Just Hunter Green. All right. Well, I don't want Hunter Green, so puts us at 29, so 3 more have to go down. Malcolm Nunez is going to go down. Ooh. I mean, Duran is the odd man out because Hayes is better defensively. Duran's okay defensively, and he's got some flexibility. He's a better bat for sure. What are we at, 28? Is that right? We have 13 pitchers. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have too many infielders is the problem. So Blaze Jordan has got a good bat against lefties. Duran has got a good bat against lefties. I think we send Blaze Jordan to the minors. And then Cooper Bowman, I guess. Yeah. So we got lefty, righty. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So now we have to set the lineup. All right, so I think we do the same thing we did last year. Henry Davis bats leadoff. Then we will go in the 2 spot Johnson. I avoid K, or do we? Yeah, because I want Vlad batting third. Nolan Jones will bat fourth. He's the DH. He's the first baseman. Then DeLuca will bat fifth. Cruz will bat sixth. So we need third base, center field, and right field. Hayes will bat seventh. Kafis will bat eighth. And Bader will bat ninth. All right, well, it's a nice left-right split. DeLuca, Beavers. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. And then Ritter will come in as the defensive replacement. Duran, yeah. All right, so we're going to copy here. We're not going to leave it the same because we are going to bat. Oh, wait, no, Beavers needed to play against righties somehow. So we're going to do this. So Beavers there every 4th game, and then every 5th game here. DH every 10th game, I guess. Yeah. Copy that lineup and then paste it. How's Kafis against lefties? Not great. I don't think we make any changes. We just stick with what we have. Cruz is okay against lefties. Nolan Jones is just okay against lefties. And Johnson is fine against lefties. Yeah, so we'll just leave it the way it is. He wants to start Ryan Ritter every 3rd game at short. For O'Neal Cruz. Against, yeah, that's fine. Against lefties, that's fine. All right, I don't think there's going to be anybody in the waiver wire yet, right? No, let's get to tomorrow. I'm going to end the episode at opening day, and then I'm going to start my next episode right away, and we'll sim April together like we normally do. I'll do May and June offline, and then we'll come back and we'll do July. All right, so close to an even record. Let's see. Kafis didn't get better in left. Vlad got better at first. Johnson got better at second. Cruz got better at short. Lonnie White's base stealing was, yeah, I just worked on some basic stuff for some of these minor league guys. Base stealing technique for Head and Cruz, top 100 prospects. Mason White is now 4th. Tamar Johnson is 6th. We have 2 in the top 10. Gives us the 2nd best minor league system in the league. Torres, who was our international guy, 27th. Hagen Smith is 53rd. And then Selvage, who we picked up from the Yankees, is now 89th. Cool. All right, waiver wire. In fact, you know what? I'm going to make the waiver wire the next episode. So that's going to do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll talk to you all in the next episode. Take care.